Greetings from South Korea. I am Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news making headlines today. The first round of high-level peace talks between the United States and Iran has officially concluded in Switzerland. In a joint statement released Monday, mediators Pakistan and Qatar announced that the discussions ended in a positive and constructive atmosphere, with both nations signing onto a concrete roadmap to reach a final peace deal within 60 days. According to the statement, the two countries agreed to establish a high-level committee to provide political oversight on the mediation process. They will also create a joint so-called deconfliction cell with Lebanon to ensure a total end of military strikes between Israel and Hezbollah. A communication line has also been formed to prevent incidents involving commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. Two vessels operated by Korean shipping companies have passed through the Strait of Hormuz for the first time since the signing of a U.S Iran ceasefire MOU. The Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries said Monday that two vessels waiting inside the strait had safely transited the waterway. Both vessels are sailing normally, but have yet to fully clear the so-called high-risk zone. Neither vessel has Korean crew members, nor are the ships bound for Korea. Their departure leaves 22 Korean-operated vessels still awaiting passage through the strait. Last week, Iran agreed to keep the Strait of Hormuz open to commercial shipping for 60 days under the ceasefire deal. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel will not compromise on preventing Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons and will continue military pressure on Hezbollah, even as U.S. and Iranian officials hold talks in Switzerland. Speaking at the Jewish News Syndicate International Policy Summit on Sunday, Netanyahu stressed that as long as he is the Prime Minister of Israel, Iran would not have any nuclear weapons. Netanyahu said Israel's military campaigns against Iran over the past year were launched to eliminate what he described as an immediate existential threat. He argued that without those operations, Iran could already possess nuclear weapons, adding that Israel intends to preserve the gains achieved through its military actions. China has announced the addition of 10 U.S. defense-related companies to its export control list. According to the Chinese Ministry of Commerce on Monday, the move will restrict export of dual-use items to companies including AVX, which manufactures motors with aerospace and defense applications, and rare earth firm MP Materials. The ministry called the measure a response to malicious practices by the U.S. and said that any related export activity must be suspended immediately unless special permission is granted. On the same day, China's Ministry of Finance separately banned government purchasing of products from 46 U.S. companies including Lockheed Martin. Earlier this month, the U.S. added Chinese entities to a list of companies it says have links to China's military. Korea's exports during the first 20 days of June rose 60.4% on-year to $62 billion, setting a record high for the period. That's according to the Korea Customs Service on Monday, who said once the number of working days is taken into account, the average daily exports rose 49.7%. Semiconductor exports led overall growth, soaring 188% to a record $25.5 billion, accounting for more than 40% of total exports. Imports rose about 23% from a year earlier, but there was still a trade surplus of $17.5 billion as exports continue to exceed imports. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.